This is a motion to show cause. Ms. Whalen is present. Court calls Hunter Jimbarski. No response. Ms. McDavis is checked in by Zoom this morning.
Not at all, Judge.
Okay. Anything from the front of the court on this, Mr. Holman?
Your Honor, there was a order of support that was entered on April 22nd, 2024. That order had granted the parties joint legal custody and joint physical custody. The order also stated that Mr. Jimbarski would have parenting time every week on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, or as mutually agreed by the parties, and that the parties would follow the Huron County 2022 Parenting Time Guidelines Holiday Addendum, with plaintiff being parent A and defendant being parent B. The front of the court had received complaints from Ms. Whalen alleging that she has been denied parenting time and continues to be denied parenting time. The information that was attached to the motion alleges that she has been denied, my math is correct, about 30 days of missed parenting time. The dates listed in the complaint. There was also an email that was provided to the front of the court office stating that this has been going on for months, going back to July of 2024. That's my understanding. The front of the court office had emailed Ms. Whalen stating that her complaint was received, but additional information was needed with specific dates regarding that complaint. We did not hear back from Ms. Whalen. A second request was sent through email asking for the dates so the complaint could be processed. I do believe that in February of 2025, Ms. Whalen did contact us stating she could see what she could do regarding dates being provided. And I believe those are the dates that were provided in the schedule of today's show cause.
All right. And have you had any conversation or idea of where Mr. Jimbarski is?
I have not. I have not spoken with the parties at all, based upon the complaints filed and the order, with the length of time that is alleged to have been denied, that the child or children are being withheld, is what prompted the show cause for today.
All right. And you, besides filing the motion in order to show cause, there's a certificate of mailing. You mailed this to Mr. Jimbarski. Mr. Jimbarski, his last known address on March 5th.
Correct.
So service is proper.
And no mail has been returned in front of the court office.
Okay. Hunter Jimbarski. What are you requesting?
Failure to appear for show cause hearing, request a warrant for his arrest.
Bench warrant will be issued for his arrest. Are you requesting a bond?
I'll defer to the court on that. I guess you're on, sorry, body bond being this not a support action.
Okay. I'll make sure issue a body bond. All the court can do at this point.
Okay.
He's not here.
So, am I allowed to ask something?
Go ahead. I can't have the hearing because he's not here, but go ahead with your question.
I don't know if it counts if we can't have the hearing, but what am I supposed to do about getting her to leave it until we can proceed with this?
Do you have the child?
No.
Have you had the child?
I haven't seen her since January 9th. They won't let me FaceTime her. They won't send me pictures.
What is the parenting time schedule?
Again, Mr. Jimbarski has every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Other than that, every week the child would be with Ms. Whalen. But there's no specific times.
I see.
But for day purposes, this today would be Ms. Whalen.
Okay. Well, I mean, prior orders will remain in effect, which means that if it's your time, you're supposed to have the child. If you don't have the child, we'll address that once he's arrested and brought before the court. I don't know what else the court can do at this point.
That's okay. I was just wondering.
And I'm wondering, I'm not sure where Mr. Jimbarski resides, but I'm wondering if there were to be a court order entered allowing a specific date and time for Ms. Whalen to pick up the child, such as tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., so she could have perhaps have a civil standby to assist her with that process.
Are you available?
Yes. Also, he has withheld his address from me. I never know where she is. So I don't know where he lives.
Yes,
I'm not sure what to do about that.
we won't be able to assist with that, then she doesn't know this.
Right.
It's
Because you
fine.
can't release the addresses unless there's consent.
That's okay. I just wanted to,
Yep, prior orders will remain in effect and the court will consider that at the time we have the hearing. Sorry,
no, it's okay.
he's not here, I can't address it, but bench warrant is issued. That'll be all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Matter of Lauren Wayland versus Hunter Jimbarski, file number 247656DS. Parties are present before the court. This matter was scheduled for 9 a.m. this morning. Defendant, Mr. Jimbarski, failed to appear for the hearing. Court issued a bench warrant for his arrest. And that was done later this morning, approximately 11:30, somewhere in that time frame, if I recall correctly. Court does note for the record that defendant's mother was in the courtroom, was holding up her phone. I hope she was not videotaping, but I guess we'll find out. But Mr. Jimbarski is here. And Ms. Whalen, you're still under oath from the previous hearing. Mr. Jimbarski, would you please raise your right hand?
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this case is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes. Thank you. Sir, would you please state your name?
Hunter Jimbarski.
And Mr. Jimbarski, you're the defendant in this matter, correct?
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. A certificate of mailing was sent to you on March 5th, 2025, advising you to appear at a hearing this morning at 9 a.m. regarding allegations of denying parenting time. Why were you not here this morning, sir?
The letter was mailed to my mom's house and she gave it to me. And I don't know if there was two papers in there. I was looking at this one that said April 23rd. So I didn't realize that I had one today also.
Well,
This is for,
so are you saying that the address that you have for your residence is not where you're living?
no, not right now. I guess not.
Okay, but I'm assuming back on March 4th, you were not living there?
No.
What is your address? Where do we send mail where it gets to you rather than to a third party?
I live in Caseville now.
Okay, can you provide that address to the court administrator after this hearing?
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Holmick, you did the certificate of mailing, correct, sir?
Correct, Your Honor.
I find you in contempt for failing to appear at the court hearing this morning. Is there anything you'd like to say before the court imposes disposition?
I mean, I absolutely would have been here. I wanted to resolve this. I had paperwork myself that I was going to bring in for a motion. Like, there's no reason that I would have not wanted to show up. I didn't realize that it was today.
There is, you're referring to a hearing for April 23rd. That is an order to show cause for support issues, correct, Mr. Holmick?
Correct, Your Honor.
But that was mailed back in February.
Correct, that was mailed out before the notice to show cause for today. Today was sent out, I believe, beginning of March.
Okay, so it wouldn't have been in the same mailing.
Correct.
Okay, so
And the home address, without going specifics, the house number is 8537.
correct, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Anything else you'd like to say before the court issues or gives disposition?
I apologize for wasting time.
Mrs. Did you have to take time off work to be here today? Yes.
Your Honor,
Yes,
can I add something?
sure.
I guess I would ask the court to hold off on the disposition part of the contempt for the warrant, pending the other matter that was originally scheduled for today in light of information that the front of the court's been aware of since we were last in court this morning.
Any objection? Holding off on disposition for you at this point?
disposition, meaning,
In other words, sentence for failing to appear. We would hold off on it.
well, yeah, I would prefer that.
You prefer that? Okay, we'll hold off. What would you like to tell the court?
Just for the hold off, regarding the denied parenting time show cause it was for today. I do have some concerns and questioning as to where the minor child actually is. I was made aware of some instances that happened, and thankfully the sheriff's office is very good at their job. I received a stack of police reports, and just looking through the police reports, I question where the minor child is. I've been made aware of instances of grandma taking the child from both parents.
Which grandma?
Mine,
And
sorry.
we're back in August, Your Honor, I can give you the name here. I believe it was a Melissa Eisler O'Brien.
That would be
That's
Mr.
my
Jaworski's.
Correct, not giving the child to either of the parents. That was back in August of 24. And the original.
This is a non-custodian. This is a grandparent. This is not a.
Correct. And the sheriff's office was called. And what makes me think about this is because of the original complaint from Ms. Whalen, that she hasn't seen the child or had contact or anything since July of 2024. The dates are too close for me to be a coincidence, so I question where the child is and what exactly is going on. Along with police reports of possible eviction for Mr. Jambarski. That had happened, I believe, maybe it's the first of this year. So there's some testimony going on, but I question honestly, Your Honor, where the child is, and if there's going to be disposition on Mr. Jambarski failing to appear. Does he have the child? You know, things of that nature. So I would.
So I should find out where the child is.
I would believe that'd be best, Your Honor.
Okay. I placed my girl, did I not?
Yes.
Okay. Jaworski, where's the child?
She's at my mom's right now, but she's at my house, like whenever I'm not working.
Okay. How did you know about coming here today? Yes. Why is it that you showed up here?
My mom was texting me and Becky was texting me.
Okay, because your mom was in the courtroom.
Right, yeah.
So if she was in the courtroom, who had the child?
She may have went with her mom, my mom's mom, my grandma. I guess I'm not
Your own
entirely sure
grandmother?
where she was just this morning, but she's been with my mom.
Are you getting evicted out of your home?
No, that was resolved a long time ago.
Well, tell me what happened.
It was a crazy situation with the landlord, and she was like coming in the house while we were in there, and then trying to say that we owed her money, but that was all resolved.
So are you staying at the same place that you had this problem with the landlord?
No, we have a new house.
Okay, where was that house previously, the one that you had problems with the landlord?
I don't remember the exact address, or it was 51 Madison Street, Port Austin.
In Port Austin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did, okay.
Okay. So Mr. Holbrook, I'm kind of operating at a disadvantage here. I don't know what to ask him per se.
May I say something?
You'll get a chance here in just a bit.
Okay, sorry.
Looking at this a little closer on the date of that, the possible eviction on the report was July 5th, 24, so that would have been last year. But as stated, I'm not, just from the testimony today, where the child is at. I have allegations and complaints to our office that mom hasn't seen the child since July of last year, no way of contacting dad, no way of seeing the child or trying to get the child. I have reports that grandma of child is taking the child away from both parents. There's just, I'm kind of confused and concerned at this point.
Okay. Well, let's kind of back it up a bit. Mr. Jambarski, you heard the allegation that your mother has taken the child from both you and Ms. Whalen. Is that true?
No, that's not true, but there was one incident that he's referring to where police were called after I was trying to come pick her up after work and take her over to Lawrence. But she didn't feel like she was safe at Lawrence and didn't want me to take her.
That's your mother?
Correct, yeah.
Was that during the time the court order was entered?
Yeah, there was a court order.
So someone else is substituting the judgment of the court? What it sounds like.
Yeah, it was resolved though.
Well, I'm hearing allegations, mother hasn't seen the child since July. Is that true?
Not since July. I think it's been maybe January.
January? Mother alleges January 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st, as well as the 24th, 25th, 27th, 28th. January 31st, February 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 22, 23, 24.
That sounds correct, yeah.
I might have messed up. Counting.
Well,
I don't
that's
know.
what I'm seeing here.
So, Your Honor, the original complaint came through from Ms. Whalen to the front of the court alleging there was denied parents' time in July. And when our office had asked for more specific dates and more information to process the complaint according to policy, with multiple follow-ups from our director, there was nothing that was returned with dates until we got the complaint that was filed with show cause with the specific dates in January and February, which I believe totaled about 30 over.
Okay. All right, so I'll get back to you. Miss, again, you're still under oath. When's the last time you've seen the child or had parenting time under the order?
January 9th.
January 9th.
The confusion with July was, that's the first time that they started keeping her from me, and I didn't get her
Who's
back.
they?
Him, Hunter, and his mother, Melissa. I didn't get her back until the end of August. I went back earlier and went into app close and checked. And I didn't send in dates for July until August because they ended up giving her back to me. So that was my fault. But then when they started keeping her from in January, then I sent in the complaint because it's not the first time that they've kept her from me. And even little things like him not using his parenting time and sending our daughter over to his mom.
Well, if it's his parenting time, as long as it's with a responsible adult, there's nothing the court can do about that.
No, I know. I'm saying that they are trying to take my parenting time because he isn't using his. Like there was 1 week, 3 days, not a week. There's 3 days where he didn't see her once because he was too busy painting his house. And our daughter was over at his mom's. And the Friday I tried to get her, they would not give her to me. And it was at like 10 o'clock until I finally got her.
Okay. So I'm assuming, Mr. Holbrook, there's nothing in the order that says there's supposed to be a third-party custodian watching over the parenting time, custodial time, right?
Correct. The existing order is just that Mr. Jambarski would have every week on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or as mutually agreed by the parties, and then holidays pursuant to the front of the court holiday addendum. So there's no specific times for the exchanges, but there are days of the week that the child would be with Mr. Jambarski, and then the rest of them, the child would be with this way.
Child's how old?
I believe 3.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so before I go back to Mr. Jambarski, what dates in January, because that's what the motion is about. You wrote in your email to the friend of the court, January 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. Are those your days?
I don't know exactly what days those are, but I usually have her on Fridays until Wednesday. That's how we started doing it when we first got our court order last year.
Those dates do match up for those days of the week, right?
Okay,
They do run Monday to, or Friday to Tuesdays.
Also, sorry, am I allowed to talk?
sure, go ahead.
Okay. Lonnie is not even in Huron County.
Who?
Lonnie's not, sorry, my daughter. I didn't mean to say your name. Sorry. She's not even in Huron County.
How do you know that?
After our hearing earlier, I went out into the little conference room out there and talked to his mom. And she told me, because I asked her if she would just take me to his house to go pick her up. And she said, well, she's actually with your mom, my mom. I do not let my mom with Lonnie. My mom is not mentally stable. And so I reported it to the police. Officer Bismarck. So he lied to you when you asked him where our daughter was. She's 3 hours away.
She's going on.
What county, where is this, where's your mother live?
Ingham County?
Ingham, that's Lansing.
Yeah, Ingham County, Livingston. She lives in Weberville,
Riverville?
and he did know. She has been there. She didn't leave today. She's been there. And I knew nothing about it.
So those January dates we've covered, except for Mr. Holden, 24th through the 28th. Would that also be?
Yes, all the dates she has listed, Your Honor, are consistent with the dates that would have been hers. Looking at the calendar when we had the hearing earlier today, they matched up
With the current order.
with the current order, correct? None of those dates are on a Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, and that they begin on Friday.
And now we're getting voicemail messages from your mother, who must be watching this via Zoom. We have information. She sent a voice, there's a voicemail that has come to the circuit court phone.
She's watching it right now.
She was here this morning. Okay. Well, let's get to the brass tacks of it, Mr. Chimbarsky. Why is the child not with mom pursuant to the order?
Well, there have been many incidents where Lauren has been accused of, one, being on drugs, abusing medications, stealing them, being too intoxicated to take care of Lonnie. Like this whole thing kind of started when the last time that her grandma called the cops on her for, one, stealing medication and also being violent towards Lonnie. Like she was being mean and aggressive.
Well, this is the day to bring your witnesses in to testify about that. What firsthand knowledge do you have of any of that? Firsthand, not hearing from someone else, but you firsthand.
I mean, I haven't seen her recently. I haven't been around her recently, but the people directly close to her, her grandma, her entire family support me.
Okay, but no firsthand knowledge. So rather than file a motion or even an emergency motion to address this, you decided on your own to say, you know what, the hell with the court order, I'm going to do what I want, right?
I do have a motion.
No, answer my question, please. Is that true? I mean, you didn't have a court order to do this, correct?
Correct. I wouldn't say that's true, though.
Oh, no, you didn't. There's not an order in effect that says mom has parenting time or custodial time during that time frame?
There is, yeah.
There is, right. And so you because you've heard from other people regarding these allegations, you took it upon yourself to deny mother her time, correct?
Yes.
And where's your proof right now? Other than someone saying it, where's your proof right now to say these things are happening?
I didn't have much time to prepare for this. There are police reports.
No, because we had to issue a show cause and bench warrant for your arrest.
Right.
You're held in contempt for violating the court order. So we had that issue, Mr. Holwick. Now, specifically, you're under oath, Mr. Jimbarski, where is the child? Is the child in Weberville?
She is, yeah.
I thought you said initially it was with your mom.
I didn't realize that she already went over there, but I did know about her going.
Mr. Jimbarski, you're digging a deeper hole here. I mean, I put you under oath for a reason.
She was staying at my mom's while I was working this week, and then she got picked up from there.
Will we hold off on disposition on that one too, Mr. Holwick?
I don't know, Your Honor. I have
Never seen one like this before.
no, and yeah, I don't have any words. I'm just, I have a lot of questions and a lot of concerns, I guess. At this point.
Okay. Right now, the child's supposed to be with mom, correct?
Correct. It is Friday, so child will go back to mom today. But as far as time goes, the order is mute on exchange time, so
We're gonna fix
forward
that.
and be asked if there be a set time or time frame for visitation.
We're gonna fix that. Child is being returned to mother today at 6 p.m. Period. I'm assuming, and again, I understand not wanting to give your address publicly, I get that. But you still live in Huron County?
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, Port Austin?
Caseville.
Okay, you did say Caseville, I'm sorry.
It's a pigeon address, actually.
Okay. Miss, you live where?
Can
Kindy. Do you think of a midway meeting point?
For this exchange, Your Honor, I'd probably recommend sheriff's office.
That's what kind of sounds like to be the best. Child is being returned to mother at 6 p.m. Exchange will be at 6 p.m. Sheriff's office. Cameras are there, law enforcement is there, we can do a safe exchange. Prior orders will remain in effect. And this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday business regarding the custodial time with each parent. Dad has Wednesday, Thursday, Friday each week, correct, Mr. Holwick?
Correct.
Wednesday at 6 p.m. to Friday at 6 p.m. We have a time. If you have an issue regarding mother's stability or any issues like that, Mr. Jimbarski, you file a motion, or you can ask for an emergency motion. The court took the time here to hear this case because frankly, the court could have just said, you know what? Leave the bench warrant and lien, let law enforcement pick you up, and then we could have a hearing within 3 days, possible. But that's not going to help anyone. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt mom. Most importantly, I don't want to hurt the child. So regarding, I'm regarding the parenting time that was lost, I'm ordering it to be made up. All days as alleged in the email, specifically January 17th through the 21st, January 24th through the 28th, January 31st through February 4th, February 7th through February 11th, February 14th through February 18th, February 21 through February 24. All those days are to be made up within the next 6 months, according to the policy of the front of the court. If the parties cannot agree on it, Mr. Holwick, how do you suggest we do it?
I would
being 30 days roughly, if they cannot agree on that, I guess my suggestion would be
Bring it right back here.
either that or until it's exercised, that the weekly parenting time is alternate weeks.
We can do that.
It gives, I believe that gives about 6 days a month made up at a time.
Okay. That makes sense. In addition to the show causes here for failing to appear this morning, $100 fine will be imposed, a $50 bench warrant fee will be imposed. That must be paid by April 11th. And regarding the additional denied parenting time, other than makeup parenting time, can't find bad faith at this point. That'll be another $100 fine. Again, due by April 11th. And is there anything else I'm missing at this point, Mr. Holden?
Just, you find them in contempt for line under oath, is that you, or were you finding them in contempt for the denied parenting time?
The denied parenting time and the failing to appear, those are the separate contempts.
And I believe nothing, I guess just a clarification, the 30-day makeup within 6 months as they agree, or the alternate?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. If they cannot agree within 14 days, then we go with the alternative. So you have to come up with a plan to make up these 30 days over the next 2 weeks. If you can't do that, then Mr. Holbrook's suggestion will be adopted by the court, which will take that time to get it made up. Now, the next thing, Dad, just a word of advice to you. Number one, you need to have a proper address where you're living with not only the clerk of the court, but with the friend of the court as well. You're always required to keep any change of address or employment up to date with the friend of the court. I would suggest you do the same thing with the clerk of the court, which you're going to do in just a moment. Next, regarding any allegations of the child being harmed, or you feel that mother's not appropriate, or whatever the situation may be, don't take the law into your own hands. That's what the court is for. That's what the friend of the court is for. And we take time whenever we can to make sure we have hearings to address this, because the child's safety is paramount to this court. But you don't take the law into your own hands, and you don't have anyone else help you do that, because frankly, as far as the court's concerned, if there are allegations that other people are taking the child and holding from both of you, that's another issue.
Yeah.
I said allegations. I said allegations. I didn't say it happened. I said there are allegations of it. So that's where we go. Understand the 6 o'clock time then? And you both understand pick up and drop off at the sheriff's office. Okay. App close is ordered.
Yes.
You use it, miss? Sir, are you using it?
He doesn't respond to me.
Well, if he's not responding, file a motion or bring it to the front of the court. They'll address it.
Okay.
And if you can't agree, I'll address it. And it may not be too friendly for either. Depends on which party is not listening. Roll
I would just recommend that the court instruct the parties to have a civil conversation, exchange phone numbers to get close established before they leave. And at that
Good
point,
idea.
once it's established, it doesn't matter if it's blocked at that point, close is only point of communication.
Do you have each other's phones, numbers?
We have each other on the app close.
I'm not texting him with my actual phone number.
Yeah. I'm
Well,
okay.
do you have, is the app close working on your phone?
Yes. And
Okay.
we can never have a civil conversation because anytime I try, he is mean to me. And I could go back and screenshot it.
If it comes up, bring it to the front of the court's attention.
Standard communication provisions are ordered, Your Honor,
Yep.
negative grading comments. So if they have AFCOs working, then that's the only way they communicate.
That's the way to communicate by applicants.
With his mom holding her, that one night that the police got involved, is there something that we can do about that now, or is that another file?
It's not before the court. All I know is that you were denied parenting time. I don't have any information regarding that. She's not a party to the action. However, if you want to file a motion and have it heard, the court will hear it. All I'm doing right now is addressing the issue before the court currently, and that's your denied parenting time. Because that's what was alleged. The fact that it was denied in certain other ways, it's still his responsibility. He's to follow the court rule just like you are. The court's orders, I should say. Is there any question regarding the court's orders?
No, I'm pretty well understanding of it.
Okay, sir, any questions regarding the court's orders? No, okay. I just don't want anyone coming back saying, geez, I don't understand this, or I don't understand that. Because we have to look out for the best interest of the child involved. That's how we'll leave it, 6 o'clock today. If the child is not provided at 6 o'clock today, contact the front of the court, and then if we have to address it again, we will. And I don't want to have that problem. Let's get this thing going.
Just to place on the record, Your Honor, just to avoid any issues today at 6 o'clock, as a reminder has been such a period of time for the exchange. 6 o'clock is the time that our policy allows that 30-minute for emergency purposes only. So, child's coming from Ingham County, I don't know if things rise. I just want to put that on the record to get in front of any complaints coming forward that by, I don't know, 6:05, the child's not in the parking lot for exchange.
Well, the maternal grandmother is already acknowledged on a voicemail message. She's watching this on YouTube. It's 2:34 right now. If she was the one involved in the transportation of it, because I don't know, there's no reason the child can't be here at 6. So the emergency provision applies when it's an emergency, period. Okay, 6 o'clock. That'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Off the record.